Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Rewind that. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Hopefully, you guys are able to hear me really well. And actually, I'm not sure if this might be a good place to conduct this live because of the simple fact that I'm next to like a highway. Okay. But, it might be okay. All right. So for me, guys, I am in California. So it's 8:05 here. But on the East Coast, I believe it's 11:05, right? So yeah, it's a little late, but going over the Shy today, guys. Season 7, episode number 10, called The Block is Hot. I don't see anybody in the comment section yet, so I am hoping that you guys can hear me, because I'd hate to say everything that I need to say and it went unheard. You couldn't really hear, things like that. So I probably won't be long, but every time I freaking say that, I'll wind up being longer. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm outside and it's kind of chilly out here. And I was not expecting it to be chilly because it was mad hot earlier. But this is California. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Stephen Harris? Can you hear me? Rashonda Greer, hi. And who else? LSW. She said it's light where you are. Yeah, we're still, you know what I'm saying? So guys, I watched The Shy. I just watched it. I'm here till about, I think, Tuesday. So, just trying to relax my mind. And I'm on a swing right now, it's kind of cool, right? I'm swinging, guys. Anyway, so listen, guys, how did you like the episode? I liked it, but I was very afraid for Hannibal. And to be honest, I had a feeling that whole heist or whatever robbery that they were going to do, or that Reg talked about at the table in front of everybody, I was very suspicious of it. I had a feeling that it was a setup from Reggie. And so for me, that means that, yeah, Hannibal is probably as good as dead. So unless he's just going to be, keeping his keeping his head on a swivel, making sure he doesn't go around Reg. I'm pretty sure he don't want to go around Reg at this point. But we have to see, you know what I'm saying? We have to see if this is the very thing that's going to get Reg caught up with Detective Tucson, because she's been watching a little too closely and stuff like that. And Nuck is telling her like back off, because Hannibal told Nuck to back off. Like, whoever you got following Reg, you need to tell him to back up. You know what I mean? So let's get into the episode a little more with kind of a balance between orderly and being all over the place. So I'm going to follow my notes and just talk about it. Stephen Harris said, we just got a break from The Shy. I thought episode 10 was the last one. Yeah, these episodes are flying by the way, right? The weeks are going by so fast. So anyway, guys, I didn't recap last week, but we see that Emit woke up. There we go. He wakes up immediately. He asks Keisha to marry him. Very unromantic proposal, okay? Very rushed and all that stuff. And it's like, come on now, back up. Ladies, how would you feel about this? I think that, you can't really answer questions like this unless you're in these kind of situations. But it does make me wonder, like, what the heck would I do if that happened and my man woke up and asked me to marry him? I'm like, you really have to think about the circumstances, I guess, and everything. And if I knew that the night before that he basically got shot because he was drinking, because he was in his feelings about his ex, okay, then, I know daggone well I ain't trying to freaking marry you right now until you know how to get over everybody in your past, okay? So she tells Emmett that she needs to think about the proposal, which is good. I love the fact that Keisha, she has a very good head on her shoulders. besides the fact of playing house, because I think we talked about this before last season that, her and Emmett playing house is, they're going to eventually get a rude awakening when it comes to how important it is to actually be married. You know what I mean? She was able to see that firsthand. Like, she couldn't come to the back. She couldn't come see him when he was in the hospital. I mean, she couldn't come see him. That is very loud. I might have to move, y'all. Let me know if like the cars that are passing by are too loud and I'll move. But yeah, she had a rude awakening where she couldn't go back there. You know what I'm saying? Only if she was married to him, she would have gone back there. If Emmett would have died, she would have had no say so in anything, what they would have done with the body, whether or not, let's say he was on life support, whether or not he could stay on life support or pull the plug, or she would have had no say. So all these things are important. But anyway, Jada tells Emmett that she needs first of all, she's telling everybody, please clear the room, because Keisha's like, I don't want to do this in front of my parents and everything. I mean, in front of your parents. And so she's like, okay, thank you, hit the like button, please. Yes. So she's like, Emmett's mom is saying, okay, please clear the room. I need to talk to my son. So this is the opportunity that she takes to tell him that she's dying. I have nothing to say about it really, because it's like, when is the right time? She almost lost him. She didn't want to tell him at first. Now she almost lost him. So she's like, I need to just hurry up and freaking tell him, so it's confusing, but listen, this is her life. She doesn't know how much time she has. She probably can't wait till he heals, because by the time he heals, she might be dead. Like, she just doesn't know anymore. So she just needs to get it done and get it over with. So I understand that. Okay. Now 3 weeks later, Emmett tells Keisha that he doesn't want to live anymore. All right. And so now Keisha wants him to see a therapist. I totally agree with that, but at the same time, Emmett even saying that he wants to die. I made this point with my members last week when I did the first reaction recap. And I said, I don't think Emmett is out of the woods yet. We can't really say that Emmett is going to survive the series, because look at Rob. Rob got shot and he survived, and then he still got shot and died anyway. I think in the same season. I'm not sure. It may not be the same season, but it was the very next season. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it doesn't matter. You can freaking get shot on the shot and survive the shot and still end up getting killed in a later season or a later episode. So he's not out of the woods, so he should be very careful about wishing death on himself, I guess, or, wishing to die. But yeah, he's going through it, guys. He's taking it pretty hard. And we'll get to that. I think we'll get to that later on, because let me see if I have anything on here about it. I don't know. I might, but we'll see. Okay. So I like Pastor Zeke's ex-wife, and I like her for him. I do like what they're doing with his storyline. They're giving him more of a clean slate now. He's starting over. He's not like the little slimy guy that we were introduced to. So I do like that. I love that they're doing that with him. Um, I'm liking Pastor Zeke this season. I feel like, like I said, they're giving him a clean slate. He lost his church, so now he's starting from the bottom. And the crazy thing is, the white chick that he was with, she left him, honey. Left him high and freaking dry. When he lost everything, she left him. Now, had it been that woman, his ex-wife, she would have probably still been right there sticking it out with him. Okay? Rebuilding everything from the ground up. But no, that woman that he wanted so bad, that snow bunny, she's like, oh no, I can't start from scratch. I can't. Like, are you kidding me? I was with you because you had something to freaking offer. Now you don't, and I'm out. So no, she didn't love him. Okay. But like I said, I do like what they're doing, Shanita, the new manager at Smokies, she fires Damien on her own accord. She didn't talk to anybody. She didn't talk to freaking Emit. She didn't talk to Keisha. Okay. She's like, I do not play that gambling mess. You steal from family, all of this stuff that will not be tolerated. Get the step in. Okay. And so we're gonna move on, right? So I want to ask this question, right? Because we have I'm sorry, not doctor. What is his name? Pastor Zeke. He threw like a block party, which is great. Um, but and it was a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think there should have been alcohol there, especially since he's a pastor. So I think he should have, he should have been policing that a little bit, the drinks and all that good stuff. No alcohol, please. Okay. But Emmett is there and he's drinking alcohol. And I'm just like, why? That's the question that I have. Why is Emmett drinking, guys? This is the very thing that got him shot in the first place. Okay. Like, yeah, we know he was drinking because he was in his feelings about Tiff and Trig, but he was drinking nonetheless, and it gave him that liquid courage, and that's why he went over there to Reg and did what he did. Okay. Um, um, I'm laughing at this comment right here. Hi, Jordan McDonald. He says, "R.I.P. Bakari, Nuck, Hannibal, and Jada." So, what's up, Demarcus? How are you? He says Bakari, Pastor Ezekiel could rekindle with Carolyn and Charles could remarry them. That would be interesting. So what was I freaking saying? So yeah, this is the same thing that got him in the situation that he was in. You know what I mean? This is why you got shot. So why are you drinking? Anyone can argue that he's got so much on his mind, his mom's dying, things like that, so he's drinking, but like I said, well, I didn't say this. I agree with what's her name, Keisha, about him going to therapy, because he has to really learn how to just manage his emotions in a healthy way, because the drinking is not helping. It almost got you killed. So we don't need this. And you have kids, you're about to have a fourth child. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Actually, it's not even a fourth child. Like, Nuck is your, hey mom, Nuck is your he's your Nuck. I'm sorry, not Nuck. What's Nuck's baby's name? Ronnie. Ronnie is your stepchild. So, y'all got four in, between y'all. So once that baby comes with Keisha, you're gonna have five kids. We don't have time for you to be getting deleted out here, okay? Or drinking and driving or anything. So calm down. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. Yes, he definitely does need counseling, LSW. Absolutely. Um, I think that it's really sad of everything that's going on. Yes, he's taking it hard, as he should. He doesn't even know how much time he has left with his mom. So, Keisha is encouraging him to spend as much time with his mom as possible. Also, uh that last scene, not the last scene, but the scene with him and his mom, where she gave Emit her ring and said, listen, next time when you do finally propose again, make sure you do it without conviction. You know what I'm saying? And you can have this ring. And I think that was beautiful. I love that she gave good advice to her son, and then she also gave good advice to Keisha. She said, don't do nothing for no one, don't do nothing that you're not ready for. You know what I'm saying? It'll work out, and you're a strong woman and things like that. Don't rush because of Emit or whatever. You know what I mean? And so I love that. And she's also giving her son advice basically too, saying don't rush it, But he's saying he got to get married before his mom dies. And his mother's not telling him to rush it either. She's not saying, I need to see you get married before I go, Emit. She done seen Emit have 3 babies already. She done seen him get married already, right? So it's not like she hasn't seen her son, create these milestones in life or go through these different milestones in life. But I do think that they suck for, taking Jada out of here. I think it sucks, honestly. All right, where am I at now? So I feel like Shanita is doing a little too much. She's doing the most, I'll say. You know, her ideas are pretty great actually, but she's doing a lot. She does have the right idea about a partnership with Emit's business, Smokies, and Tiff's business, you know. And she's like, listen, Smokies, a specific meal that she mentioned, she was like, that's the type of stuff that people like to eat when they high. Like, y'all need to team up. Why the heck didn't they think about that? This is a legacy for y'all children. How did y'all not think about that? Like, you can't lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally can't lose because it's money for all their kids. They share a child together, and though both businesses is going to benefit EJ. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the other kids, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's whatever. But I do think that Shanita, she's on some stuff like, you know, like, yeah, I'm just doing it. I don't gotta ask you nothing. And I'm like, but it's kind of cute. It doesn't look like it's gonna create any problems really, because I think at first it may have looked like it was kind of creating problems, like she's stepping on toes a little bit. But I think when she came up with that idea, it kind of put Emmett to like, yeah, she might be on to something. She doing her thing. Okay, I can't, you know, I can't front. She doing her thing or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty cool. She's definitely a dope manager. Definitely dope. Who introduced her? Dom? Yeah. Shout out to Dom, who's getting on my nerves, and we'll talk about that pretty soon. So Reggie notices a strange car outside of Candace's house. I think that's her, right, Candace? Um, Hannibal tries to convince him that he's tripping. Okay, so then, like I said earlier, he went to go talk to Nuck and tell him, so like, whoever you got following Reg, you need to lay the freak off, because you know is Reg is suspicious. So Nuck tries to go tell Detective Tucson, lay off. She's like, don't tell me how to do my job. Listen, chick, he is helping you. He's doing something that he doesn't even want to be doing, which is working with a cop. So like, don't start getting cocky now. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, oh, I need intel. I need something. But you over here telling him not to tell you how to do your job. Do your job. Like, why Yo, this is why 50 Cent said it best, right? He said the D's ain't that good. These niggas is snitching. Cause that is a fact. The cops are really nothing. No disrespect to the true. Listen, there are some true detectives out there, but no disrespect to them, right? But yo, they not that good. They always need a snitch. And I think The Wire taught us that, right? Like, you're only as good as your CI or your biggest CI or some crap like that. And of course, I'm definitely misquoting or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that I have the right idea. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they need. They don't be knowing anything. They don't be having a clue half the daggone time if they don't have a snitch. Okay? You know how many crimes have gone unsolved, cold cases? Because they needed a snitch on that situation, on that freaking crime or case. They didn't have a snitch. Okay? The D's ain't that good. These niggas is they ratting. That's what he said. The D's ain't that good. These niggas is ratting. They tell him what's going on. That's how they know what's happening. Exactly. Okay. So she over there trying to be cocky, talking about some daggone, don't tell me how to do my job. Clearly you don't know how to do my job, and that's why you need me. So here's my question though, right? Why the heck is Nuck trying to use Hannibal to get intel on Reg when Detective Tucson asked him? She didn't ask him. She told Nuck that he had to get close to Reg. He had to befriend Reg. That's what she told him. So instead of reiterating that to him, she's just telling him that she needs something and she needs it quick. I need something soon. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, right, but you had already given him some orders of befriending Nuck. I'm sorry, befriending Reg. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, it's a stupid request, because if Reg got, like, let me see, if he got suspicious of the fact that there's a car outside of Candace's house, then he would have got suspicious about Nuck trying to befriend him. So, and clearly, Nuck, I'm sorry, not Nuck, Reggie, he put that whole thing together, where he just wanted to sniff out the rat and see if Hannibal had anything to do with somebody on their tail. hmm And I knew it. I freaking knew it. And you got Hannibal, him and his wife chilling on the couch, and she's when she saw him send that text, she was like, "I don't like rats." And don't get. She said, "You like living?" She said, "Don't get us killed messing with Reg now." Do not. You know what I would love though? Plot twist. I would love for Reggie to try to come to the house and kill him, and she's the one that freaking puts the bullet in his head. That would be dope. I'm sorry, like that would be. And I'm saying I'm sorry because I don't want to sound like I'm excited about somebody getting deleted, but this is a TV show, so yeah, that would be dope because we didn't see it coming. You know what I'm saying? And I like that because my thing is, why has her character been introduced? You know what I'm saying? Like, is she gonna put in some kind of work? Because that's what I would like to see. All right. So it's getting dark, guys. I have no light out here. I'm at one of my bishop's house, and their backyard is so freaking beautiful. I wish I could show it to you guys, like, um, but the lights, they have like lights up here, as you can see, but I don't know how to turn them on. So the darker it gets, the more you guys won't be able to see me. And so we need to wrap this up pretty daggone soon. Okay. Demarcus says, I'm glad that Reg pulled the okey doke on Detective Tucson. I wonder if Sticks snitch on Reg, huh? I think that Rosalind Perry is Angie's sister and retaliate on Nuck if something happens to Hannibal or for Duda's death. She did say that she did mention her sister, and that was kind of weird to me too. That was like, why? You know what I mean? Like, wow, oh, you should meet my sister. It's like, okay. Anywho, thanks to Nuck, guys, Hannibal hires Damien, and after Hannibal tells Damien all the rules for working with him, because he did not want to hire Damien. He's seen firsthand how it is to work with this little boy. He wants no parts. He knows that little boy is trouble, but he's doing it as a favor to Nuck for so-called keeping him alive. So here's my thing. Nuck, if you are supposed to be keeping him alive, you better do it, because this situation has gotten real fast. So you better be on your guard. You better be on your guard because he done did a favor for you. So you got to come through since you said that you keeping him alive, right? So the moment, let's get back to this, right? The moment that Hannibal leaves Damien, he steals some shrooms, okay? And he goes back to the block party and he gives some to Zuri. I think that's her name, Zuri, right? And they have a way better experience than freaking Shad and Trig. I was like, why is their experience so beautiful? The others, like Shad and Trig's experience, had them like seeing their past and freaking all types of nightmarish, stuff that they didn't want to face. Crazy. So also at this gathering, this beautiful block party, we have Shad who meets Nora, and it was a cute intro. Okay, we've seen this actress plenty of times before, and Shad, I'm sorry, asked her out to dinner. Actually, he asked her over for dinner, and she's like, "You could take me out, like I don't know you." And he was like, "Okay, that's fair." And I'm sorry, I'm old school, and she's like, "You need to get a little hip to the new stuff." You know what I'm saying? She seemed like she might be cool for him. Like, listen, I love the fact that Shad is not giving up on love, and I'd like him to really find true love. Okay. Now, Dom, guys, she has been getting on my nerves with this whole kid thing with Jamal. I don't understand the constant questioning. Why do you want to have a kid though? Why do you want to have a kid? How many times do I have to tell you? I told you that I want to leave a legacy behind. So now the therapist is saying there are other ways to leave behind a legacy. without having children. This is true. This is very, very true. But he still wants a child. Why do I need to explain to you why I want to have kids? Like, that's not even something that is explainable because it's a natural thing most of the time, right? Like, I mean, I've always wanted kids, and I can't sit here and explain to you why I wanted kids. I love kids, I guess I could say, right? I love kids. So I want kids. I want to be a mother. Like, what the it's not rocket scientists. It's not. It's be fruitful and freaking multiply. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's not hard. She's acting like he's asking her something strange, like something that's never been heard of before. And it's like, it's a normal thing. The only issue here with y'all is that y'all didn't talk about that. And that was one of the biggest things. That's one of the first things y'all should have spoke about. And then you wouldn't be in this mess, and you would realize that y'all both didn't need to get married, you know? So now, and she don't even want, at first she's like, I don't want to be a mother and I don't want to mess up my body and all this stuff. But he's willing to even compromise by saying adopt, you know? And that was if something had to be medically wrong with him where he couldn't produce, right? Reproduce. And she's like, I don't want to be no, you know what I'm saying? We don't need no kids, whatever. And so I'm just like, come on, you know, like she needs to meet him halfway somewhere. Like, this is just not cool, you know. She finally, when he told her that I want a child because I want to give someone the love that I didn't get when I was, you know, a kid or whatever, it softened her up for some reason. So now she's like, yeah, I could consider it. I could think about it. You know, we're going to come back for therapy or whatever. But it was like, really? Like, we had to go through all of that? Like, it's weird to me. Like, anyway, their stuff is just very annoying. Okay, peace and blessings. Hi, Blaze, how are you? Peace and blessings, Miss K, and everyone in the house. Hope everything is smooth. The Shy does have solid moments throughout, but my God, this show has become so frustrating and all over the place, shaking my head. I could not agree with you more. Okay, I could not. All right. JT says Dom should be the character leaving, not Jada. Agree 100%. Thank you, Demarcus, for the super chat. It would be a huge plot twist if Kenya eliminates Nuck because Nuck set up Zay and she's living in fear. It would be a huge plot twist, but I don't want that for her. You know what I'm saying? We see that she's a young mother. She's not even that type of person. And she's very fearful, yes, but what is that going to do? You know, you're only deleting one person. What about the rest of the killers in the Shy? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that for her. And we've seen what it's done to Bakari as well. Him deleting Ronnie, it really caused him to have I don't want to say nightmares, but it took a toll on his mental. You know what I mean? So I don't want that for her. Alicia's planning on having Bakari unalive Nuck. Why didn't she take out Nuck without any questions? You didn't hold back for Rob or Zay. Mm. Mm. I'm 100% positive not one tear will be shed. Let's see. If Damien takes a dirt nap, right. And yeah, because he's just doing too much at this point, you know? Always has, always will be. So we know that Alicia, she pulls Bakari's scholarship because Detective Tucson is going over there and she's talking just way too much because why? She thinks that Reg had something to do with Rob's death, right? But now, you know, Alicia, she's pulling Bakari's scholarship because Detective Tucson goes over there and she says, I don't think he did it, but I think he knows who because his DNA was found at the site, right? Well, it was found not on the crime scene, right, guys? Because he freaking vomited right in front of the house, you know? Oh, it's just crazy. But anyway, DNA was found, right? And my thing with that is, you know that Bakari is close to this woman right now. Um, why would you put him in harm's way? You know, and I'm listen, I'm asking a very rhetorical question, but we see cops do this all the time and time again. I don't remember ever seeing one cop, and I probably have, I just don't, like I said, I don't remember ever seeing one cop on TV say, no, I'm not gonna do that because you know daggone well, if I go over there and say this to this perp or to this, criminal or whoever, they're gonna go kill that other kid. I've probably seen it in somewhere, like I said, right? But you hardly see it. It's always them going over, talking to a criminal and putting somebody else's life in danger just so that they can crack a case or get somebody, a big fish. So there always has to be some pawns, you know what I mean? Some sacrifice. It's just like, it's annoying to me. And I think that as a mother who is trying to get her son out of juvie or jail, wherever he is, I think it's kind of crazy that she would do that, you know? Um, let's see. Dom has been getting on my nerves. Okay, I already talked about that. Alicia pulls Bakari scholarship. Tiff is acting stink with Reg, guys. Okay, all because he didn't tell her about Reggie. I'm sorry. Tiff is acting stink with Trig, all because he didn't tell her about Reg being alive. All right. Listen, I understand that you're upset with him, but he's not the one that shot your man. I mean, your ex-husband, your baby father, not the one. He's not the one who did that. So we're gonna need to get it together over here. In the meantime, you got Nuck rubbing on your stomach, okay? The dude who deleted and actually took your second baby father off this planet, okay? Yeah, gonna need you to really think about that, my dear. She don't know that, but yeah, I'm gonna need her to get it together because that remember I said that same night. I don't know if y'all remember, but my members probably do because I said this in my first reaction recap for last week's episode. She was so quick to like dead things with Trig, and then that same night she goes and she texts Nuck, what you doing? You up or whatever? Like, girl, are you okay, girl? I understand she's lonely and stuff like that, but you are barking up the wrong tree. And don't get me wrong, Nuck is fine, okay? But girl, wrong tree, baby. Wrong tree. And yes, he's very sweet, you know what I mean? I don't mind how Nuck acts towards a woman that he cares about. I really don't. But as a man like on the streets and this and that, he's pretty wicked. All right. What else, guys? Last thing to talk about. We already talked about Emit struggling with Jada's death. And like I already said, guys, I just don't think that the Shy is doing anything good by getting rid of Jada. It's dumb to me, you know. And then the last scene that we saw, it was of Alicia telling Bakari, "You need to tell me who deleted my son, or else I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna bury you in my backyard." Period. Scratching my head moment, guys. Bakari wanted to access money from his scholarship or, from school funds. And he said that the funds were locked or he was denied. He couldn't get to it. That's how he found out that his scholarship was pulled. Scratching my head is you work for Nuck, right? You make money. You make fast money. Do you really need your money from school? Are you down bad? I really don't think so. But I'm trying to see what's the issue. It's okay to have more money. Don't get me wrong. But I want them to make sure that they don't forget that we know that Bakari works for Nuck. He's in the life, making fast money. He's one of the people that lended money to Damien without hesitation. So please don't make it like that. Please don't make it like, he's down bad or he really needs this scholarship money or whatever. Like, let's not do that. Let's make sure that when situations happen like this, we write in some type of, thing that lets us know, the viewers, that y'all know that we're paying attention and y'all not trying to play us like we stupid out here. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That is all I am saying. LSW said he's still staying with Nuck on the couch. Yeah, he's still staying on Nuck's couch. Yes, he is. Bakari, he was a foster, he's a foster kid. He was out on the streets. We know Bakari's always needed somewhere to stay, but I'm talking about the fact that he makes money from the streets. And it's like, where your money be at? That's the part that be making me mad. Okay. Let's stop acting like the boy don't have money. Sonia says Bakari works for Nuck but never has any money. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I need the writers to not try to play with us. Right? Like, we know what Nuck is into and we know what Bakari is into. So much so that Nuck even tells his people, don't be out here loud with your stuff. Don't be splurging. You know what I'm saying? Don't be wearing your chains out, this and that. Because they got money to do so. They have money to purchase these things. And if you purchase them, you can't just be wearing them out like that, bringing attention to yourself, because they getting money. So can we not do that? Please? Can we not try to play us like we don't know what's going on here? And like Bakari's down bad? Please don't do that. And the crazy thing is, Bakari, why he can't get his own apartment when Kev got his own apartment at that same age and maybe even a little younger. You know what I'm talking about? Like, so I'm not gonna dive too deep into the scratch in my head moments, but that was a little scratch in my head moment, guys. I just I don't know, guys. I don't freaking know. Let me see. Somebody said something. I didn't get it. Okay. Alicia is another character. This is what Blaze. Alicia is another character that had a lot of promise, but overall has been a disappointment. And Nuck cannot be saved. He passed the point of any redemption after deleting Pastor Jackson. Pastor Jackson, right? He. Let's see what else. I think that Professor Gardner will save Bakari, and Bakari will survive. This is what DeMarcus says. Blaze again says Kevin is the only main character that had a happy send-off. Yes. Yes, we need drama and tension for storytelling purpose, but why does it seem like no other character can catch a break and be happy? That is what I'm saying as well. Yeah. And I was saying that like a few weeks ago. I was like, it's like they have written the shy to where it's like there's no happy ending. They're just trying to show you that that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So now, guys, it's totally dark out here now, right? And we're getting light from the phone. Let me see. Stephen Harris says, all I hope is that Hannibal and Reg was secretly working together this whole time and they hit us with the plot twist, because I really don't like seeing him become a rat. Yeah, I don't like that either. Hey, Monica. Right, Bakari should have had a place. Nuck is paying him. Right. Okay, let's see. They act like no one can make it out of the hood and be successful. Right. I'm tired of all of that, guys. But you know what? What are we gonna do? I mean, I told you guys that I'm watching so that because I just want to finish, that's it. I'm watching because I'm trying to finish what I started. But sometimes it's hard to watch. But one thing I will say about The Shy is I always love the moments when they have parties. They be having the best parties, right? Don't their parties make it seem like life is so good? It be seem like life is so good. When Damien and Zuri was dancing, oh my gosh, it looked so freaking fun. Oh my gosh, everything seemed so fun. Everybody seemed like they just happy, like yeah. And the sad thing about that is, one of the unrealistic things about that right there is that you can't really go to a party or anything like that and have real fun like that. Like, folks be mad because you stepping on their shoes and you bumped into me and all of, like, they don't really be having fun like that. No, I mean, I've seen some parties where you can really have some fun because people are there to really have fun, and it's a more mature crowd. But you get the little youngsters together, and that's honestly, that's really where they be having all the fun at, though. Because it'd be like a house party and it'd be at like Emit's house, or it's a gathering with a lot of family. It's like more like a family gathering, and they be having a lot of fun, little cookout thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's why nothing be popping up. But let it be a club. Yeah. No. All black in the club, outcome ain't good. So, guys, I am about to get up out of here. We need more Charles and Tracy in the last 2 episodes. Hopefully Tracy finds out that Keith lost his job. Tracy needs to go. See, that's another thing. Y'all keeping Tracy on, who has no freaking storyline. And don't get me wrong, she is eye candy for the fellas. You know what I'm saying? But she's not doing anything, guys. I mean, you know what? I kind of feel like they might feel like, right, the writers, that they have to keep Tracy on because she's like a part of the foundation of the show, right? Her son was killed, and that's how this whole thing popped off, right? Story begets story begets story begets storyline. So she's like, you know what I'm saying? She's one of those people. She's one of them pillars. What are you gonna do? But she ain't getting nothing. Like nobody's. She doesn't have really anything. Nothing going on for her. So she'll always be a side character. Hopefully, hopefully, never a side chick. You feel me? Tracy is there just to get passed around. Oh no, don't say that. You never know though, right? Because that's what it seemed like. The characters on this show switch way too quick. Besides Duda and Reg, right. So, yes, she started the show, but they dropped the ball on her storyline. They absolutely did. They absolutely did. And they could have even done more with her and Duda, to be honest. They kind of shortened that up real quick too, you know? But it just kind of made her look like she was naive and kind of stupid and, you know, it just wasn't cute. All right, guys, let me get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate everybody that's here. Please hit the like button. Monica M, thank you for joining me. DeMarcus, Vaughn, JT, LSW, Stephen Harris. Who else? Cinder One, hi. And Blaze McCrory and Sonia Nix, you know, all the lovely people. Jordan McDonald's. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video as well. Hit that notification bell so you know how to upload more videos like this one. Until next time, take care and be blessed. See you later. Bye.